All right, just leaving work. It's 7:16 and we are at 203 miles of charge. Driving to Herndon, Virginia tonight, Thursday night, and then in the morning, Friday morning, we are leaving Herndon and driving to Savannah, Georgia. And we are running time lapse on the camera that you see right back here. And it'll be interesting to see how that behaves. Seat warmers are on, 42 degrees outside. I don't want to bounce the time lapse camera around too much. There we go. All right, we're gonna do updates on the cell phone periodically as we drive. Probably when we stop at the superchargers. I think the first supercharger stop is probably going to be Woodbridge, Virginia, and the time lapse is going to be 1 minute for every 2 hours, 120x. So that'll be kind of fun. All right, check back later. So, camera fell over in the back, so the time lapse isn't going to work. But that's good news. You know, one of the things I was trying to do tonight was try that out. I gotta tie that down good. So, no time lapse tonight. So we're cruising along on the DC Beltway, and I can't turn the camera around dynamically apparently, so we'll stop and flip the camera. So we're moving along a good clip tonight. It's actually running 68 miles an hour out here, and yeah, car's driving. I'm just monitoring what it's doing, make sure the car doesn't do anything stupid, which it does from time to time. All right, more later. So as I'm driving, as the car's driving, I guess, I'm listening to Number File podcast with Brady Harron, and it's just great fun. I really love listening to them. Started listening to podcasts instead of the news. Kind of got tired of it.
By the time you finished there, what were you doing? What did your area of expertise become by then? It was still involved in many different projects. There was the work on Gosset, the computer program that I worked on with.
Just pulling off the Dulles Toll Road onto Fairfax County Parkway. That's what I'm doing. Just about at my friend Mike's house, and traffic's light tonight. Of course, it's 8 o'clock. I always come home this late. Hey, all right, so we're on a trip. We're stopped at Richmond at a Walmart to get power inverter so that we can continue to run the big camera in time-lapse mode. I have a remote control for that, which is just entirely too much fun, right? So click, and now we're back on the selfie mode. Hey, Mike here, riding along with us. We've got a lot of the time lapse. The camera died. The power inverter didn't work that Mike had, and the one for mine, I have a power inverter that I had bought for my RX-7, But it's with the RX-7, which has been in the shop for, you know, a year or something. So the guys drive me crazy. Anyway, you hear that, Mike? You hear that? Not you, Mike. Mike Quinn, who's working on my car. Oh, we got to tell it where we're going. We are going. Somehow it lost the thing. Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Next supercharger in Chester, Virginia. And we'll be there 20 minutes. We're currently at 112 miles to charge. And begin the trip. And the next stop is 20 miles away. All right, we're at the supercharger on the south side of Richmond, and we will be here 20 minutes, it says. All right, little Stardew Valley, all charged up, hour and a half to the next charger. Leaving Richmond. It is 12:37 p.m. Next stop at 2 o'clock, we'll probably get lunch. Yep. Listening to number file podcasts as we're driving, catching up on old number files. It's pretty fun. Love Brady Haran, man. That's just great stuff. I was saying to Mike, I'm very interested in how people think about the work that they do, and one of the reasons I like listening to Adam Savage is because he's always very introspective about what it is that he does, how he thinks about what it is that he does, and so I find that how people think about their work as interesting. So Brady Haran tends to ask people about that a lot, especially mathematics researchers. How do you think about, you know, mathematics research, things like that. There we go. Kind of cool. We're south of Richmond, about an hour and a quarter out of Rocky Mount, and there's a boat on the road. So there's a look out the front with somebody's fancy boat. So we're in very sunny, very pleasant Fayetteville, North Carolina, at supercharger at a hotel, Doubletree, I think. We're going to be here 45 minutes because the next leg is down to Santee, South Carolina, and that's the longest leg of the trip. So we'll be here a little bit, and this is not evidently a very high-powered charger. We're 100 kilowatts, so we're getting 400 miles to the hour of charging. We're getting out, walking around, and having a bit of a stretch this time. So we're coming up, we're about 4 miles from Santee, South Carolina. Yep, South Carolina. And we are at 23 miles of range. So we're in the state of charge down pretty far. It's a bit of a hop, long hop from Fayetteville down here. And so we're going to get there with just about 20 miles of range left. It's kind of like having, you know, a gallon of gas left in your car. You don't like to get down quite that far, but that's like 8%. So the number of miles we have left, 8% is about right. So 8 with about 20 miles left. So I'm running 65 miles an hour and kind of running behind a truck. I'm running at distance 4, so I'm not really drafting, but He's providing a little bit of wind break, and just to get myself a little extra margin. He's driving 63. He's obviously driving on cruise control because it's 63 miles an hour, like for the last 20 minutes.
Solid, yeah.
Solid, not moving at all. So yeah, a little bit of not really range anxiety, but a little bit of monitoring and being careful about the range. So we're at in Savannah parking garage airport and at the supercharger, and we got here with 35 or 40 miles, and we're not the only Tesla here. There's a couple other people here. I understand this is kind of a pain to get to, and you have to tell the attendant when you go out. It is a little bit of a pain. Go in the first parking garage exit, not the second one. You can get here from the second one, but I can't really tell you how to do it. You kind of have to go out the exit and then turn right and turn left, and it's not obvious. Go in the second exit, the first entrance. I think it's easier. When you go out, and I haven't done this yet, of course, I just got here. You have to tell the attendant you're a Tesla and that you were charging the car, and they have to see the insignia basically on the steering wheel. So it's kind of like bizarre, but whatever. Yeah, we're at charging at 108 kilowatts and 494 miles to the hour, and we've already added 16 miles of charge. So cool. Road trip half over. Well, not quite half over. So it's 9 o'clock at night, and we're going to be here for another 30 minutes, and then we're going to my friend's house and in Savannah and staying there overnight, and then driving to Kingsland. So evidently there's a supercharger in Kingsland. I haven't checked yet. Let's go down there, look here, and say supercharger. Navigate supercharger, Kingsland, Georgia. Yes. Go. Enter. Yes. Supercharger, Kingsland, Georgia, 97 miles. It's weird. It's not telling me how much energy, how far it is, or how much energy I need to get there. It's 99 miles. So we won't quite get there and back. So I have to charge down there, go down there and charge for a little while, not all the way up necessarily, and then come back. On to dinner. See you later. Well, we've arrived at my friend Larry's house in Old Town, Savannah, and we have a full time lapse from leaving Herndon all the way here. So that'll be interesting. I don't know how well that'll come out, but stopping that recording now. Awesome. But it should be only like 6 minutes, so it's running at 120x time lapse. So let's get out and see what we got. So yes, this is my friend Larry's house in Old Town, Savannah.
Step van.
So I have the car in cruise control, max 20, but what I'm following is a horse carriage in Old Town, Savannah. So I'm actually using the cruise control and tracking along at 3 miles an hour behind the horse. that's just too fun. Well, I'm not home yet. I'm at my friend Mike's house in Herndon, Virginia. It's 11:16 at night. I have 78 miles to go to my house, and the vehicle is now at 11,064 miles, which means we've done about 1,800 miles in 3 days. So, and my wife just texted me back. So, quite the road trip. The car is amazing on the road. So, yeah, it's but 28 hours in 3 days is a lot of driving. I think we'll do it in a week next time.